Jolie Lowe. Jolie Lowe is next call, 22-41227. Twenty-two four one two two seven is called. This is an indictment, and it alleges that Jolie Lowe, is that you?
Yes.
Committed the state jail felony of forgery, which carries with it up to 2 years in the state jail if convicted, and it's a felony, so it's serious. Are you getting a lawyer?
I've tried, I just can't afford one if they have.
Well, they come in handy when you're charged with a crime. Are you employed somewhere?
Yeah,
Where?
I work at a game room provider.
Okay, so how much do you make an hour? Or do you get paid an hour, or is it salary?
I get paid $10 an hour.
Sir, ma'am,
$10 an hour.
how long have you worked there?
Year and a half.
This is on. Who's got this case?
I did.
You see anything odd about this? Dates wise. He was indicted 1 year ago. This is an initial appearance? We're-
Nation, she's been to court a couple of times.
I've been to court. And they told me I needed to find an attorney. I got called and I asked him to assign me one, but I never heard that from him.
I didn't print out all the previous reasons, I'm sorry.
You won't pay full price for a haircut. You just won't do it. Okay, you posted a bond a year ago, exactly, like December 16th of last year
Mhm.
for $5,000. And
It was a PR.
this
Oh,
has been Defendant on PR bond. Defendant called and gave new address, and it's in parenthesis again. I get the,
For 6 months.
let me speak. Then you can speak. Again, which is kind of, it's a hint to me that the way they wrote that you're moving around. You have another affidavit. Second. It's reset until 3/23 for designated public attorney. Have you ever had an attorney? To
No,
hire an attorney? Here it is, to March to hire a lawyer. Then send notice PR bonds.
You're in jail in another county?
Mhm.
What county are we in jail?
Pardon?
Harding County.
I'm doing Harding for 6 months.
Okay, when it's 2023.
For what? For what?
The session and can't remember the other one, just there.
What's the status of that case?
They said I advocated taking the charges, so I just have to go to court and wait for that.
You're mumbling. I didn't hear you say
I have to
anything.
wait and go to court for that because the people I was with, they signed affidavit taking the charges because I had nothing to do with it. And so I'm just waiting to go to court on that. I go to court on that next month, on the 16th.
She's saying the co-defendants.
I know, but she's speaking the street. It's the the way, the manner you speak, it's the way people speak who are living off the grid and who are not following the rules and are the outliers and who end up in this court because people don't speak like that normally. You're using street slang with that we recognize here because the people who are here use that. And that's why you're here is that you kind of, you're free falling. You need to fix that. So you've got something in Hardin County, a drug case in Hardin County that's pending right now.
Here.
You got this forgery case here. What do you have in Orange County?
Nothing.
There's nothing?
No.
Are you still living in Orange County
Yes, I live in Byron.
at 990?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ms. Mantalini, I'm going to ask you to help Ms. Lowe here. I'm going to appoint you. She's got a couple of indigent forms, and from what she said, I don't think her income has changed. So I'm going to appoint you to represent her, please.
And I'm adding her to discovery right now, Judge.
Oh,
I'm adding her to discovery right now.
oh. Well, Merry Christmas. It's a gift for you. She's charged with a state jail felony forgery. Was there restitution in this? A loss?
Let me check, Judge.
You didn't get money out of this, it looks like, according to this. It was attempted and it was attempted to be passed according to the probable cause affidavits.
There's a restitution request from the victim, although I may need to verify whether
Says
they
Lowe did
actually
not have permission
suffered
to
a
cash any
loss.
check, or attempted to pass a fraudulent check, and in doing so attempted to defraud a place of business, was placed in handcuffs, placed in the back.
Well, did it state the check amount in the probable cause, Judge?
786.39.
Okay, so I got to
Was
figure out.
attempting to cash a forged check.
We have a restitution request for $2,300. So I'll have to look through the file and figure out where that comes from.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the check on its face is 700.
Sometimes they'll just file one.
What is it? How much was it?
It's $2,383.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll just file on one, and there'll be other checks that the victim will assert for restitution.
All right. What we're going to do is reset this for 4 weeks. Okay, Ms. Mantalini will be appointed to represent you. She'll be talking to you. We'll get her resetting before you leave. You have a seat in the dugout here, and we've got a Jerry and Hamilton. Jerry and Hamilton. It's going to be fun. You go into federal court next time.
I'm not worried. If they're involved.
Hold on. Joe Lee Lowe. Come on up. You flunked your drug test.
No, I'm getting my prescription.
Let me tell you, before we even start. The court has dealt with the Adderall prescription issue before. And I was able to get a lot of people in trouble off of that because some people are getting prescriptions and are not properly administering the prescriptions and using them. If she has a prescription, and we found this out of Louisiana, is where it's out of control. And they tried to pull that on me, and we were able to sniff it out. And the Adderall they show me a bottle with that, which has pills in it, but the bottle, there's just unlimited Adderall where you can store it in, and the prescription labels don't match up to what the facts are. And everybody knows that Adderall is being used as methamphetamine substitute. And I know that. So you're not gonna pull the wool over this court. So
The one thing.
We're gonna-
Sorry to interrupt you, just 1 second. She does need you to know that she did just get out of a hospital.
I'm on 9 different medications.
And she's on, and she was allowed to at least text her sister. You could maybe take a picture of her.
Ma'am.
And you can
medications.
figure my
Ma'am,
scripts and send them.
you're
to me.
free falling in life right now. Look at you. Where are you working?
I work in game room provider.
I know,
In
but
Rose City.
you're have an appointed lawyer.
I'm sorry.
You have a court-appointed lawyer.
I just.
You can't even fire,
I
you
didn't
can't
have
even
one
hire
for me.
somebody. You're free falling. You're not independent.
Yes, I am. I really am.
Well, the people are paying her
Okay.
for you, for your mess. The people are. Don't say you're independent.
Okay.
Are you gonna agree with me? Thank you. Of course, that's correct.
Um,
You can go, all right, you go hire your own lawyer.
I can. I didn't know.
Why didn't you do that?
I
Why,
didn't have time to do it. I was in.
then
Okay.
here's what we're gonna do on that one, on this. You're gonna pay the court-appointed attorney's fees as a condition of probation, if you can do it. That's what we'll do, because the people aren't gonna be paying for others' mistakes. That's not right, unless they're indigent. But the Adderall thing has been pulled in front of me, and we pulled that, we've been able to sniff out problems in it. Not always, but I'm going to make sure that we're going to walk this through, that you have legitimate prescriptions, because this game that's played, we caught some people misusing Adderall as a prescription and testing positive in meth and being able to sashay out of here thinking that they pulled the wool. I'm sorry. You're shaking your head. No, but you weren't here when that happened.
I understand.
Well,
I was saying I'm
quit
not.
shaking your head when I'm speaking.
But I can't.
Do you have a problem? A
No.
muscular problem? Well,
No.
quit shaking your head when I'm speaking, because it's true what I'm saying.
Mhm.
You can disagree with it, but
I'm listening.
I don't need you. It won't matter whether you disagree or not. I'm talking history and facts, but we're gonna, until you can show me a prescription that, it has the picture of her prescription on her phone. I want to see it in person. I want to see it actual.
Okay. I can get her. to
This-
free.
Ben, let me ask you, you got the photograph on the phone. What is that? The get out of jail free card thing that you got on
No,
the
it was
phone?
my suggestion that maybe we could get a picture of her prescriptions
Okay.
so that we would have them to give to the court.
I gotta see it. I gotta count the pills and everything else. Let's see what the dates are.
Will she be able to, will your sister be able to bring him to the court?
Yeah, we should look on work.
Because that's what people are doing. They're getting the Adderall prescriptions and then storing them for just this purpose. We've had it. And
Um,
it's really, and there's people from Louisiana who we caught doing that. Some people who somehow figured how to get out of jail free on the methamphetamine use.
So she says that her sister, when she gets off at 2, would be able to bring the court that prescription, and possibly the judge could hold her until after 2 when her sister might could get here. I unfortunately will not be able to be here because I have a pre-existing engagement at 3 o'clock that I must attend out of in Needleland area. But I hate for her to go to jail if she is in fact being treated with a legal prescription. I see that she has
You need to be-
swollen in her face.
You need to be carrying it around
Okay.
for this purpose. You just can't, I'm sorry, a photograph from somebody else, it's just not going to be believable.
I
You
understand.
got to have it in person when it's a controlled substance that carries with it up to a second-degree felony.
Sure they get stolen.
Ma'am,
I'm scared like my prescriptions will get stolen because I have pain medicines too, and I won't carry them around for that reason. It's
do
happening.
do you carry money?
Yeah.
You're not afraid that's going to get stolen?
Mm,
All right. Let's see, that doesn't make any sense. All right, well then, that's the court's orders. You're in custody. Your bond is revoked until such time that you can show me the bottle that I can check up on and resolve in your favor. So,
Would the court allow her to make one last call to her sister to tell her sister she needs to come up here with that?
yeah, I don't have a problem with it, but work that out with with the bailiffs. Thank you. Deshauna Barty.
I have called that name a few times since I've been here and I have not received an answer either.
Deshauna Barty is called 23 CR 363. And there is no answer here in the courtroom. On Thursday and bring all the material on that Adderall prescription. You understand? At 9 o'clock. Come on in, ma'am.
You bring a bottle or the doctor's prescription?
Everything you can
Okay.
to convince me that it's not a ruse.
Okay,
Where's the doctor who gives that to you? Is he in Orange or
he's in Beaumont.
Beaumont?
It's okay.
That's okay. Okay, we're gonna release her and she's back on her, the bond she was before. Thank you. All right, that's that. We have 23 CR 1439 and the state versus John Walker Bordash Jr. You were, come on out, sir. We had called out there and nobody was there. Yeah, we had called for you and nobody was there. And so your bond was revoked and a warrant was issued for your arrest. But you can purge that, of course, by, I'm sure you were busy on something. You're a physician?
No, I'm a clinical psychologist.
Oh,
I've been under a cyber attack at my home for the past week.
Yeah.
And I've been having problems. I use a Macintosh. And I've noticed that there is a utility program in the system called Terminal. Someone has been logging on to my computers and erasing forensic reports for Hardin County juvenile probation.
well, that's kind of a crime, isn't it?
Huh?
That's kind of a crime, isn't it?
Yes, it is. They stole my I had a gentleman that I'd been talking to for about a month. And he discussed with me that he was having problems with his mother, he was having arguments and would like a place to stay. While he was in my home, he invited people into my home and my hard drive stolen, my identity stolen, my credit card stolen. And it was all because I was too sympathetic with his plight.
Okay, what about, sounds like that's a
Yeah, let me-
long story. What about today? I don't have, we're gonna undo that. And you're back on his personal cognizance bond, I thought.
Judge,
No, it was a $20,000 bond.
$20,000?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's, the bond remains.
Right.
I think he made bond. Did he fill out any indigent paperwork? Because Mr.
He's
West,
indigent?
Mr. West is appointed, I believe.
I was part of the board.
How are you? How,
I'm a disability.
what, well, I thought you were employed and receiving
Part-time.
income.
So I'm self-employed part-time.
Well, okay, so your income is $3,000 monthly? Is that what it is? It says take home pay 450 and then
Yeah.
social security
It varies. My social security is
25.
$5,536.
And then it says take home pay was 450, which comes out to 3,000 a month.
He's a prosecutor.
What's the amount of loss here?
2,726.25.
What's, where's this headed?
Your Honor, I'm still negotiating with the state. We've got the discovery. I need to go over with my client to do everything. This is our initial appearance, although we have already spoken on the phone several times and but
Happened in June, right? Um, this seems like it's fixable, but it's gonna cost some money. I mean, there's some damages here if I'm reading the probable cause affidavit. Also, you're gonna end up paying for Mr. West's help because I don't find you indigent. You make more money than other people who are able to afford lawyers. If you can bring home 3,000 a month, sorry, you're gonna be able to pay for your court-appointed lawyer. But that's just situations like this cost.
do we stay on as public defender? Your Honor?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you gonna do next?
Let's get forward resetting so I can get everything, go over everything with him and see if we can come to some resolution.
Do you have any contact with the next door neighbor? No,
No.
No.
He tried
No.
all of them.
It's-
Issues between them.
it's best not to. Until this gets resolved anyway. Legally, you can't. I don't want, that's a rule. You don't get with the victim. Unless approved by the court. So how much time?
4 weeks.
5.
5's even
Give
better.
it 5.
Okay.
All right, get a resetting.
Resetting and then call. Be off the next 2 weeks for Christmas.
They have half of my account.
But not the victims in this case.
Yeah, so there's other things I want you to pursue. I think it's very unfair.
Take your contact, sir. On the ground.
Jeremy Jones, come on up.
All right.
Y'all want to come up here or do you want to do it down there? What are y'all doing?
At the bench.
Okay, he says the bench. Come on up. Burn some calories. Is that it for the, that ought to do it for the day though for you?
You see it in my eyes of,
Gloss over.
okay,
But that's always been normal.
to a point, yes, sir.
What are we gonna do today?
Judge, Mr. Burbank and I, as you know, have gone back and forth on this issue. This is the
I'm sure y'all been
individual
working
that
hard on it, but
This is the individual that was put on deferred probation for a theft. And when he went back to the jail that same day, got into an altercation with the 2 corrections officers at the jail, and one of them got hurt pretty badly.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't help with me, obviously.
That
That's not the way the law works.
that happened in May. He has been in jail ever since.
Okay.
And Mr. Burbank and I think, have worked out something that we
On
believe
both
is fair.
cases?
Yes, sir.
What?
So
Is this something that's satisfactory with the people who were complainants?
So I've talked to them yesterday and again, just to double check about what their, position is on, resolution of the case. And they've basically instilled confidence that they're okay with what I want to do.
All right, what is it?
So he will
We got a motion on my left and a new case on the right.
be revoked on the state jail, that the motion is pending. with 7 months time served. He's served 7 months. He's served over 7 months since that incident. This is an individual that has no other criminal history and was very young when this original offense occurred. It's like 231 days.
What next?
And then he will go on probation for a 10-year period, deferred probation for the underlying offense, and will be under this court's supervision as it sees fit.
What was the injuries to the people who were the public servants?
One of the cases, Judge, was no build because
That didn't matter.
right, the individual had
I'm talking the one that,
so she was essentially, and there's a video of this entire altercation, but she fell and hurt her elbow. She has since recovered and is back at work. The other one had a pre-existing medical condition that proved to be not causally related to this defendant's actions. And so for purposes of the motion, paragraph 1, that is the one that we are going to have to abandon. That was the no build case. Paragraph 2 is the one that there is a file case on that he will be pleading true to.
it's what this new indictment is.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so on the second one, on the probation, did you say deferred or regular?
I'm fine with deferred, Judge.
You are?
He's going to have a conviction for the underlying theft.
The underlying theft.
That the motion is filed. In.
Was that a misdemeanor?
No, sir. It was state jail theft.
Who's got that case?
I did. You did.
When did I dispose of that?
That was the day that this offense occurred. He went back to the jail.
Okay. We're talking about on that day.
Yes, sir. I mean, he literally was in court and later that day got into an altercation. And I mean,
What's his sentence on it? What did the
5
sentence?
years deferred.
it was a 5-year deferred.
5 deferred.
Okay.
And I'll advise the court that he was not in that original theft. He was not the primary actor.
No, is it this one?
Yes,
that
sir.
we're talking about?
Yes, sir.
No, this says 4 years deferred.
What'd you get, 4? You had one of
Maybe it
those
was-
days, Judge, and you only did 4.
I use discretion in all my cases. Sometimes they're different. That's why you can't. There's the leopard bite spots.
Hopefully you will roll over to the.
And same with you.
Yeah, thank you.
You can adjust your tie now. It's
I know.
the bow tie is turned vertical rather than horizontal.
And for good reason.
Okay, I see. Okay, I thought this was a different
No, sir.
than what we did that day. That's the same thing.
Yes, sir.
All right, 22-41192 and 23 CR 377 are both called the state of Texas versus Elijah Gill. You're Mr. Gill. Present with Mr. Burbank, your attorney and the state's attorney. First of all, let's deal with this motion to revoke unadjudicated probation in 22-41192. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this? Can we proceed in summary?
He does, and you may. Your Honor.
In summary, sir, this motion to revoke unadjudicated probation, which was handed up on May 3rd of this year. It states in summary that on May 1st, 2023, you were placed on 4 years deferred or unadjudicated probation in this court, Criminal District Court of Jefferson County, Texas, for the state jail felony of theft. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Paragraph 2. I changed it.
Allegation number 2 alleges that you committed the offense of assault on a public servant on or about May 1st, 2023 in Jefferson County, Texas. Is that true or untrue?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you pleading true voluntarily and because it is true as it is alleged? You understand by a knowing and voluntary plea of truth, that is enough to grant this motion to revoke unadjudicated probation by a preponderance of the evidence or greater. Your probation can be revoked. You can now be found guilty and sentenced to the full range of punishment, which is no less than 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail. Knowing that, do you insist on pleading truth today? I find you are pleading truth voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading truth here, Ellie? It went dark. I understand an agreement's been reached where your probation would be revoked. You would be found guilty on the state jail felony and sentenced to 7 months in the state jail. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand? I'm going to show you here what's marked as State's Exhibit
See,
1.
I think it's gonna be.
Yesterday.
I'll show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document? Voluntarily discuss it with your attorney. Is everything true and correct?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 1 tendered into evidence. Without objection, it's admitted. This certifies that you understand what is happening today and you are waiving all rights of appeal if I follow this agreement, which I intend to do. If nothing further, I'm going to find that you have pleaded true to allegation number 2 in this motion to revoke unadjudicated probation in cause 22-41192. You have done this voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently. That is enough to grant this motion to revoke unadjudicated probation by a preponderance of the evidence or greater. Your deferred or unadjudicated probation is hereby revoked. Earlier in this case, on May 1st, you pleaded guilty voluntarily to this state jail felony of theft. You were mentally competent to do so. You understood the consequences of pleading guilty. There was sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt based upon the revocation of your probation. I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the state jail for a term of 7 months. Do you understand what has happened today, sir?
Yes.
Stand by. Is there any restitution?
No, sir.
In 23 CR 377, does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment? Can we proceed in summary?
You may.
In summary, this indictment alleges that on or about May 1st, 2023 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the 3rd-degree felony of assault on a public servant. Do you understand what you were charged with here? If convicted, you face no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand? An agreement's been reached. You would be pleading guilty, placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation for 10 years. And once again, was there any was there any restitution on this from the state?
No, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes.
How do you plead in this case to this 3rd-degree felony of assault on a public servant? Guilty or not guilty? Are you pleading guilty voluntarily? That is on your own free will and because you are indeed guilty. I show you what's marked as State's Exhibit here. 1. Here, did you sign that document voluntarily? Did you understand it? Discuss it with your attorney? Or the contents all true and correct? State's Exhibit 1 tendered into evidence.
No objection.
Without objection admitted. Among other things, this states you are mentally competent to enter your plea, which is freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged and any lesser included offenses. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the right to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You were totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true. So help you God. Yes, okay. Pre-sentence report is waived.
We ask, Your Honor.
Now I'm going to follow this agreement and find you are pleading guilty today voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. But I'm not going to find you guilty. I'm going to place you on deferred or unadjudicated probation for 10 years. 10.
I'm sorry, I'll fix it.
No, that's okay. There will be terms and conditions of probation which are normal and customary. Make sure you follow them. If you fail, your probation can be revoked. You can then be found guilty and then sentenced up to the full range of punishment in this second-degree felony,
Third degree.
third-degree felony.
It's not serious bodily injury.
So you're looking at no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison, which is significant. So follow the rules. What is your master plan here when you get out? Where are you in school?
I'm not enrolled.
How far have you gone in school? Okay, you need to complete your high school education and graduate? When are you going to do that? Soon? That's going to be a condition of probation.
Right after the first of the year, correct?
That's going to be a condition of probation. You got 6 months to do that. If you need a longer time, let me know, but you're under my watch. You got to complete your education, make wiser choices, help you make wiser choices. Then what are you going to do? All right. Do you understand what has happened today, sir? Okay, please see the probation officer. Thank you.
Maybe excuse me.
Yes.
I'm gonna shut that off for a second.
Oh, yeah.
You can-